I have the legendary, the iconic DJ Jazzy Jeff on with me, streaming live to space. Wow. I remember the first time I interviewed you, I called you Jeffrey. Do you remember that?
Listen, listen. My mom called me Jeffrey, so you get a pass.
I was giving you mom vibes. Jazzy, I mean, it's always a pleasure. Sometimes I have to like pinch myself. I can't believe that like you know who I am and I get to talk to you. You're such a
Uh,
legend in the game. Last time I saw you, you were at the Netflix house.
yeah,
You were
yeah.
DJing with your son. How was
Mhm.
that?
That was good. That was really good. Like, just, let alone the opening of the Netflix house in Philly was amazing. But to be able to do it with Corey was even more special.
Right, because the father-son thing.
Yep.
And now you're going to be joining LL Cool J on the Benjamin Franklin Parkway in Philly for the city's first ever New Year's Eve concert.
Yes.
It's so incredible that you guys are going to be doing this together, especially since Philly and really America is celebrating its 250th year anniversary.
Yeah.
How did that call come in? What do you remember about that ask?
Well, we were supposed to do this on the 4th of July.
I
And
remember that.
because of the labor strike, L decided to, stand with the union workers, and he didn't want to do it. So I kind of think this was a makeup. I was a little shocked that they chose to make it up for New Year's Eve, but then I was like, that's kind of dope.
Right.
Just it's going to be interesting because I don't think I've ever done anything on the art museum on New Year's. Like it was always
Mhm.
the 4th of July or made in America. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun.
Have
Just
you and LL worked together before?
Oh yeah, I was on a Force tour. I was on a Force tour with the Roots when we went out. I think it was 2 years ago. So that was amazing. And listen, Elle and I go back almost 40 years. So, I've done stuff with him, as his DJ. We have a really good relationship. So it was a no-brainer for me,
You guys
let
built
alone
hip
being in
hop.
Philly.
You guys
Yes.
built hip hop together.
Yeah.
Like, you're a legendary DJ and MC, as is he. I mean, it's all legends on that stage.
Yeah.
They're saying the mayor, Mayor Sherelle Parker, is saying that we're going to celebrate in only a way that our nation's birthplace can. How do you think music, and particularly hip hop, tells that story of the nation's birthplace?
Listen, hip hop started with meager means. Like we didn't have a bunch of instruments. We were using our parents' records, and we kind of created a culture out of that. And the culture wasn't based off of a great infrastructure. It wasn't based off a whole bunch of money. And that's pretty much how the country was built. So it's very reminiscent of, you start scrappy and look what it turned into.
Right. Scrappy's the word. I love it. You represent Philly not just here, but on a world stage for decades. I mean, you literally were there at the inception. How does performing at home, how does that feel different than performing anywhere else?
It's just this is where your roots are.
Hmm.
This is where all of the people that you grew up, most of them are still here. The streets, the neighborhoods, the store owners, and so it's always good when you can do something at home. I appreciate traveling around the globe, but there's nothing like home, and anybody from New York would tell you that performing in New York, anybody in LA will tell you performing in LA, and it's no different. It's no different in Philly. This is my hometown.
I find that fascinating. Like, you're a DJ and you travel everywhere and you're worldwide, you're world renowned. Can you talk about how that love that we have for you, how it transpires when you go to a different country? Is it the same? Is it different?
Okay, I might get in trouble for this. It's a lot more
I've heard that.
because
Grandmaster Flash said that to
yeah,
me.
it's not, and I think it's access. We grew up with this. There's a lot of places that just got it. 25, 30 years ago.
Mm,
That the level of appreciation is different that I found in some of the places around the world. They kind of know a lot of the history of it. And it's not as many politics, when you're over there. People just want to have a good time. So it's very different. And I think that's what kept me on the road for as long as I was, because each country that you go to, you get a little bit of a different feel, that is kind of like you feel like it's all over again. Imagine performing for close to 40 years and going a place that you've never performed for. You got an empty slate. There's nothing that you can do that they've seen before.
yeah.
So it gets really, really exciting.
I've heard that before, so don't feel ashamed to say it. On this particular stage on New Year's Eve, it's pretty interesting the lineup. So you have
Mhm.
LL, you have rock, you have yourself. Excuse me, LL is the hip hop. You have yourself, hip hop. We have a rock act as well.
Mhm.
Adam Blackstone is doing the jazz and R&B. Can you talk about that fusion of music on this stage, particularly on New Year's Eve? What does that mean?
Well, I mean, because we have so many different people, Philadelphia is arguably to me the most diverse city that I've ever seen. And I think everybody coming together to celebrate, 2026, you have to have a big variety of, to cover all of the bases. And I
Yeah.
think they did a really good job at putting together a lineup that is going to touch a little bit of everybody.
Are you and LL communicating at all about what you're doing? Are you sharing notes?
No,
What are
no.
we doing here?
I think you know what I think. I think L is bringing his band,
Okay.
and he's doing a big show. Um, and we haven't really talked. If I'm just going to do a set and he's going to do a set, am I doing a set with him? We'll figure that out.
Right. I'm nosy. I want to know.
Yeah, I do too.
Do you have people calling you like your ninth grade teacher or like your childhood friends? Like, hey, I want to be there backstage.
Well, what's interesting? If I'm not mistaken, I think this is a free show.
Right. But people
So
want to get in the back with you and LL and
this is,
Adam.
let me tell you what I tell most of my friends. You do not want to be backstage because you can't see anything and you can't hear anything. I understand the lore when people are like, oh man, I want to be backstage. L, first of all, let's talk about being backstage with potentially it being 10 degrees. You think anybody's not going to be in their trailer? So you
Right.
gonna catch them coming out their trailer, coming up on the stage, performing, and then going back to their trailer. I don't know if this is the one to hang out. Maybe the Roots picnic, Made in America. I get that, but
Don't call
this one,
me.
yeah, this one is different. I'm like, you get people, hey man, I saw you gonna be down the art museum. I want to come. Come on.
You're a global icon. Does something like this, is something like this, like, is it important in your professional story or is it just another show?
No, it's always important. I think I view every time I walk on stage as important, um, because I could have not been here.
Mm,
The one thing that I vowed, from the beginning is I am never going to not be appreciative of this opportunity to make people happy. And that's basically all it is. I'm making people happy through music, and playing their favorite songs. L is making people happy, performing people's favorite songs. We're in the make people happy business. So, to take this for granted or to look at it like it's not that big of a deal, to me will be a disservice to the person who gave me this.
right, right. And then finally, New Year's Eve is about reflection and
Mhm.
renewal. You're literally bringing in a new year with people. As we head into like this historic celebration, what message do you want to send to Philadelphia and even like the next generation of artists and DJs like yourself?
Mhm. You know what? I am just somebody that I don't really do the New Year's resolution because I don't want to let myself down.
I'm the same way. Every
It-
year I'm trying to lose weight and it doesn't happen.
you know what it is? Just try to be the best version of yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, and try to show a little bit more compassion in 2026 than we did in 2025 because I think the
Ah,
world needs it.
right. Perfectly said. We look forward to seeing you on the Parkway for the New Year's Eve concert in Philadelphia.
Bundle
As
up.
as listen, I'm gonna be in my house. I'm not trying to be backstage. I'm not one of those people. I'm gonna see you on TV, Jeffrey. Okay.
There
I will watch you live in 4K
you
right
go.
on that couch over there. Okay. I don't need to be there. Listen, it's
I'm not
cold.
mad at you. I
No,
am
I
not
will
mad
not
at
be
you.
out there. Look at this is what I'm wearing in
Yeah.
life.
Listen,
It's cold out here.
I'm breaking out the long johns and the thermals and I'm gonna have earmuffs over my headphones.
Right.
I got it all planned out.
I will not be there. I'll be watching you though. As always, it's a pleasure and such a blessing that I get to speak to you. You're such an icon and I can't say that enough. We
Uh,
need to appreciate our hip hop pioneers and icons and we just love you. Thank you, Jazzy Jeff, for your time. I appreciate you.
Thank you always.